Jill Adams, a former U.S. Army medic who is also a recovering addict, currently works as a security guard at a local college. However, Jill has a secret side business. She steals drugs from the research lab and sells them on the side. Her life takes a sudden turn when she finishes her shift and goes to pick up her two children, Noah and Matilda, from their grandmother Doris. As they drive home, their car suddenly loses power, causing them to swerve and collide with another car before plunging into a nearby lake. Panic ensues as the vehicle sinks, and Jill watches helplessly as Matilda struggles to survive. But just when it seems like all hope is lost, a police officer arrives and manages to revive Matilda. However, their relief is short-lived, as they soon discover that something strange is happening. The officer reveals that everything that relies on electricity is malfunctioning. They rush Matilda to the hospital, where they encounter a surprising revelation. The patients who were previously in comas have miraculously woken up. The hospital staff is baffled by this unprecedented phenomenon. Feeling both confused and anxious, Jill, Noah, and Doris return home, but sleep eludes them. Noah claims to see shooting stars, which Jill explains are actually malfunctioning satellites. The next day, as Jill heads to work, she notices that the entire neighborhood is wide awake. At the college, she attends a meeting with Dr. Murphy, a psychiatrist, who explains the dire situation. Everyone has seemingly lost the ability to fall asleep. The ramifications of sleep deprivation loom over them, and everyone is desperate for a solution. However, there is one exception, an elderly woman who can still sleep. She is currently being studied at a military base known as the Hub, where researchers hope to find a cure for this affliction. Realizing that Matilda possesses the same ability, Jill becomes fearful that her daughter will be taken away for experimentation as well. She rushes home, fearing the worst, only to discover that Matilda is at church. At the church, the pastor delivers a sermon, referring to Matilda as a beacon of hope. However, some churchgoers see her as a potential sacrifice. Jill and Noah arrive just in time to prevent harm from coming to Matilda, but the other churchgoers, apart from Doris and the pastor, are reluctant to let her go. A chaotic scene unfolds when an officer shoots and kills a doctor who arrived with Jill, causing panic among the people. In the midst of the chaos, Doris manages to hide Matilda from view. Realizing they are in danger, Jill, Matilda, and Noah flee into the nearby woods. Desperation fuels their actions as they search for shelter and safety. They stumble upon a garage, and Jill takes a risk, entering the premises while leaving Noah and Matilda outside. Stealthily avoiding two men, Jill finds a car and secures it as their means of escape. She retrieves Noah and Matilda, and as they huddle together in the car, Noah suggests that they take Matilda to the Hub, a decision that Jill reluctantly agrees to, knowing it may be their only chance for a solution to their sleepless predicament. Jill, Noah, and Matilda arrive at a library, seeking refuge and a momentary respite from their arduous journey. In an attempt to ensure their safety, Jill decides to teach Matilda how to handle a gun, hoping it will provide them with a sense of security. However, Matilda refuses, unwilling to engage in such violence. In a moment of frustration and desperation, Jill fires the gun accidentally, inadvertently shooting Noah. The shock and guilt ripple through Jill as she realizes the consequences of her impulsive action. Noah, undeterred by the mishap, manages to find a map within the library. Recognizing its significance, he eagerly brings it to Jill. Together, they study the map, piecing together the fragments of information it holds, and discovering a possible route to the Hub, the military base where a cure may be found. Their journey takes an unexpected turn when an escaped prisoner seizes their car, with Matilda still inside. Jill and Noah find themselves at the mercy of other prisoners, who pose a threat to their safety. Just as hope seems to fade, the man who stole their car, Dodge, intervenes and saves them from harm. Grateful for Dodge's unexpected assistance, they form an unlikely alliance. Continuing their arduous trek, they stumble upon the wreckage of a plane. Noah and Dodge scavenge the debris, searching for any useful items that might aid their quest. Meanwhile, recognizing the dire circumstances they face, Jill takes on the responsibility of teaching Matilda how to drive. With her unique ability to stay awake, Matilda becomes their only hope for survival in a world plagued by eternal wakefulness. As they navigate the treacherous roads, their group falls under attack by a band of desperate individuals. Fueled by fear and determination, Jill, Matilda, Noah, and Dodge manage to narrowly escape the clutches of their assailants, driving away with their lives intact. Finally, after enduring countless trials, they reach their destination, the Hub. Dodge, recognizing the significance of their mission, offers to stay behind, ensuring their safe arrival. Jill, acknowledging his selflessness, insists that he takes their car and departs, giving him a chance at his own survival. With a heavy heart, Jill bids farewell to her children and ventures into the Hub alone. Aware of the risks, she disguises herself as a lab worker, infiltrating the facility in search of the other woman who possesses the ability to sleep. Upon finding her, Jill is confronted with a disheartening sight. The woman is gravely ill, her condition deteriorating rapidly. She reveals that she should have succumbed to sleep deprivation months ago. Overwhelmed by despair, Jill is convinced that a cure does not exist. Faced with the devastating reality, she implores the woman to take Matilda under her wing, serving as a surrogate mother figure. In a chance encounter, Jill is spotted by Dr. Murphy, and to conceal her true intentions, she feigns a desire to help. Desperate for answers, she queries Murphy about the existence existence of a cure, to which he responds that 6 days have passed without any breakthrough, and the lab workers rely on a temporary brain function-enhancing drug that causes severe neurological damage. In the midst of her turmoil, Jill's encounter with the army forces her to reveal the truth about Matilda's ability. Overwhelmed with emotion, Matilda tearfully admits her unique gift: she can still sleep. The following day arrives, and Matilda, eager to contribute, approaches the doctor and expresses her willingness to help. Intrigued by Matilda's unique ability to sleep, the doctor believes she may hold the key to unraveling the mystery. As Matilda explores the facility, her gaze falls upon an ape that has been subjected to experiments. To her surprise, the ape remains awake, even when exposed to anesthetic gas. The doctor reveals that chimpanzees, due to their close biological connection to humans, are the only animals besides humans that cannot sleep naturally. This realization leads the doctor to conduct an experiment with Matilda, administering the anesthetic gas to observe her response. Miraculously, Matilda succumbs to slumber. Meanwhile, Jill finds herself confined in a room, her hands bound by handcuffs. Delirium takes hold of her, blurring the line between reality and her disoriented state of mind. In this disorienting situation, Murphy, the doctor, approaches Jill and inquires about the reason behind her daughter's ability to sleep. Jill pleads with Murphy, urging him to release Matilda, despite his insistence that the survival of humanity hinges on her extraordinary gift. She reveals that the sleep disorder stems from the same solar flare that disrupted power, affecting the brains of both humans and chimpanzees. Unexpectedly, Dodge is recruited as a guard, compelled to consume stimulants to maintain his vigilance. The woman who could sleep tragically goes into cardiac arrest and passes away. Jill's mind becomes a breeding ground for hallucinations, as she envisions Noah, her own son, posing a threat and intent on causing harm. However, the reality of the situation is far grimmer. Noah is taken away for further examination to determine if his brain holds any differences compared to his sister's. Amidst the chaos, the soldiers stationed at the hub succumb to madness, their actions growing erratic as they discharge their firearms indiscriminately. Determined to rescue her daughter from this volatile environment, Jill embarks on a daring mission. Together, she and Matilda flee, their footsteps echoing in the corridors as they strive for freedom. Trapped in a hallucinatory state, Noah succumbs to his own illusions and inadvertently severs a wire, electrocuting himself. Witnessing her son's lifeless body, Jill and Matilda, fueled by desperation, attempt to revive him using a defibrillator. Despite their desperate efforts, Noah remains motionless. Yet, in a miraculous twist, Noah awakens the following morning, realizing that his apparent demise had been nothing more than a vivid dream. Noah, now enlightened, acknowledges the validity of Jill's concerns about the hub, recognizing her deep love and need for her children. Matilda too grasps a startling revelation. Both she and Noah possess the ability to sleep because they had briefly experienced death. In a breathtaking turn of events, Jill finds herself submerged in a lake, her life teetering on the edge. As Matilda and Noah desperately attempt to revive their mother, a flicker of life rekindles within Jill's being. In a moment of resurgence, Jill's eyes open wide, and the screen fades to the credits. Click on one of the videos on your screen right now.